Welcome to another edition of Motivational Sundays with Kevin and friends. Hey, I got a great group of people here. For those of you that are tuning in for the first time, let me tell you how this show got started. Originally, I had created over 300 motivational quotes for the contents of my book. My name is Kevin McLemore. I'm the co-host of this show. I'm joined with co-host PJ Scott, Miss Larnesse Kinsey, and brother tall, 6'7" American soldier, naval man, hero, Mr. Christopher James. But anyway, going back to the show. So instead of being all about me and the quotes, we were just curious because I know everyone else has something they carry with them, something that's precious to them that I remember. So instead of asking a question, what does this quote mean to you? Were there words that just kind of laid there on the page, or were there a conversation to be had? So it launched the show. We meet every Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're probably the only podcast that we welcome in people as long as they come with a positive attitude to participate. So if you want to be a co-host on the show, go to RMK Productions and Network on our YouTube page. Look at the description. The link is there. Hopefully we'll see you. So the voice of our show today is Mr. Christopher James. He's going to deliver the quote for us today. Miss Larnesse Kinsey has brought the quote. I'm going to tell you, if you haven't seen shows of shows, this is going to be the show you need to see. So I'm going to say sit back, strap in, bring your kids in close because we're about to give you one heck of a show. All right, Christopher, what is the quote today?
Grand Rising, everyone. Today's quote comes from William Shakespeare. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them.
All right, all right. So this quote has a different path for people to take towards greatness. Some of those individuals are sometimes born into privilege. They have talent, they have opportunities, or they inherit greatness through their circumstances. Others must build it with their hands, with their heart, and their faith, earning every inch, even though they sacrifice and they have to persevere. And then there are those who never ask to be in the spotlight, but they get placed in a position like myself to live out life's purpose, their faith, or what some people will say is God's calling when others cannot be called upon. So, this quote by William Shakespeare to a lot of us means a little, and to some people that understand the greatness within them, it means the world to them. So, without further ado, let me ask Larnesse, since she brought this quote. And by the way, let me welcome Miss PJ Scott to the show. Welcome to the family. So once you're here, make yourself comfortable. You're always welcome back. We're going to let you go ahead and listen to the quote before we ask what this quote means to you. And so we'll go ahead. Larnesse, how did this quote get attached to you?
Well, blissful rising. Since Dr. Breakthrough is not here, let me tell you what the scripture reminds us. Many are called, but few are chosen, and that's Matthew 22:14. I chose this quote because both of these truths, Shakespeare's and scriptures, are two sides of the same mirror. They speak to the journey of the soul and how we come to remember who we are. Greatness is not just an outcome, it's a call to consciousness. And not everyone will answer the call because answering it means surrendering everything that is in you. So let me break each piece down. Some are born great. Some souls are born with the memories still fresh. They come through already knowing how to listen. They remember that they are children of divine, whole, radiant, and powerful. But even being born great doesn't exempt you from evolution. Every light must learn how to carry itself through shadow. Every soul must still remember humility because being born great is not hierarchy, it's heritage. It's about carrying the work of your ancestors forward while letting your own light add a new note to their song. Some achieve greatness. Then there are those who become great through the walk, the ones who didn't come in remembering, but learned through the fire. They are forged by heartbreak, tempered by endurance, polished by prayer. They are not just chasing greatness, they are becoming clear enough to see it in themselves. Every mountain they've climbed has been a classroom, every scar, a certification from the University of Spirit. Their greatness is earned in silence and proven in perseverance. These are the ones who heard the call, and though the world tried to drown it out, they answered anyway. And some have greatness thrust upon them. And then there are the chosen, the ones who didn't seek the assignment, but the assignment sought them. It found them. They were not auditioning for destiny, but destiny said, yes, you, yeah, you're next. When the world shifts and life rearranges everything that's familiar, these souls rise, even when their knees shake. That's what it means to be chosen. See, many are called, many will feel that sting, stirring the nudge, the vision, but only a few will say yes when it costs them comfort. Only a few will surrender ego for evolution. Only a few will choose to walk in the fire and call it faith. That's what it means when greatness is thrust upon you. It's not punishment, it's prophecy. So now I chose this quote because we live in times where everyone wants to look great, but a few want to become great. To be chosen is not about being better than others, it's about being willing to be used by love. So some of us are born remembering that. Some of us have to learn it through trial, and some of us are chosen. Because when the call came, we said yes, even now, even scared, even trembling. So if you're feeling the divine pressure, the quiet pull in your spirit, you are not being punished. You are being positioned. Spirit is saying you are not one of many, you are one of few, and you breathe that in. And you whisper back to yourself, I am called, I am chosen, and I am greatness remembering itself. And that is how this hit me.
All right. It's like my dad used to pop me upside the head to wake me up, even though my eyes were open. You know, when listening to you, Larnesse, and your take on this quote, there was a story. I'm a foodie. I will be the first to tell you. My life conversation growing up in a Southern household, everything surrounds food. When you talk about greatness, uh, you talk about a path. Sometimes many um, are forced to be in the lane and not prepared to be in that lane. And then some of us get in that lane and we're ashamed in order to let our shine through. And then some of us, when we are thrust into a situation, people don't know when you are put in a situation, there's going to be something that has to be sacrificed. So I'm watching um, one of the cooking shows, their holiday edition. There's a chef that I have to give recognition to, give him his roses while he's there. Tobias Dorzan is a Iron Chef. If you ever watched the Food Channel, he's a young brother that played in the NFL. Now he is a world-renowned cook. He was shot 11 times by someone that's broken into his home. And when you listen to the story and you talk about greatness, he jumped in front of someone firing at his fiance, and he was shot 11 times. She was hit once. um, didn't ask to be shot that morning, did not realize that uh, he was going to almost have his life taken. But he is now back on the competitive circuit and one of the featured talents on that. So when you talk about when you have greatness thrust upon you, it's a calling for you to one, wake up, change directions on wherever you're going, and focus on where you need to be. Some of us are not quite there yet. So by faith or necessity, when the moment comes, great people, no matter how big or how small or how young, no matter what your gender is, they rise to the challenge. So with that said, all right, we're going to raise the bar a little bit and allow Miss PJ
Uh,
Scott to go ahead and give her interpretation on this quote. And I'm going to set it up again for our listeners. If I can get the voice of the show one more time to repeat the quote, give PJ a chance to kind of think about it, savor it a little bit, chew it around.
so we're talking about the Shakespeare quote?
Yes,
Yes.
and Christopher is about to give you the quote.
Okay. So again, we're back to Shakespeare. Some are born great. Some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them.
Okay, so I had to go get the tissues when Larnesse. Like, I am long overdue for a good cry, and I'm afraid if I start, I'll never stop. So I just hold it in. But yeah, Larnesse, I hope thank you very much. I keep them handy. Uh, when Larnesse was talking, you do record this. I can go back and listen to that.
Yeah, we do. This is yeah,
That
it's a
was
live show.
amazing. That
Yeah.
was amazing. Yeah, I'm having to hold those tears back. There's a flood coming. Anyway, I'm one of those, and I was talking about it earlier. I'm one of those people who I'm shy. I'm afraid to get in front of a camera, but hey, you know what it's like. I know now it's the spirit that moves me. I'm one of those people who have had greatness thrust upon me. And I look back at my life and I look at the things I've done and the things I have accomplished. That was not me. It I don't have the brains or the wherewithal to do any of the things I've done. I know I was moved to do them and I did them and they were great things, but it wasn't me. So that's what I was thinking when Larnesse was talking. And I had some, what did I had oh the verse I hear little Bible verses in my head. And one that my favorite one is Hebrews 11, I think it's 11:1, the definition of faith, the um the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. That haunts me all the time. It's always running in my system tray. And then the quote, the Bible verse that's on my mind this week is pray without ceasing. And then when I hear the Bible verse, uh, I write something about it. And I wrote, pray without ceasing doesn't mean to pray nonstop with words, but rather to maintain a constant state of spiritual awareness and ongoing connection with God through a continuous attitude of gratitude, trust, and awareness. So this brought all this back, what's been on my mind lately, but I am definitely someone I would like to be a fly on the wall and just looking at you people and hearing you people and feeling the energy. To have me participate is a very scary thing for me. So those are my thoughts on that quote. I'm one of the people who had greatness thrust upon me, and it's very hard to handle. The energy, the power. I know it's not my power, and I try and relax and just let it flow through me. Make any sense?
Made a lot of sense. And PJ, just to let you know, we don't have to you don't have to be a fly on the wall, nor did you have to veer. There's nothing to fear here. You've got a permanent seat in here. And remember this, life is about chance and choices. And the only thing is different is the conversation you have before you take the chance and the reaction that follows once you make the choice. So the path to greatness, all right, is the path that people take in their life. And if you take a breath every single day, you've already started on one path, you know. So you always have to remember, some people are born to be great. These people inherit the power, the privilege, or the opportunity by birth. Their greatness comes from the circumstances, such as being born into influence or talent or legacy. All right. Now, to achieve greatness, that's something that someone earns. That's through hard work, perseverance, discipline, their faith, however you want to do it. And then they rise. And they do extraordinary things when everyone else is doing ordinary things. And then they're successful. And then that greatness that's thrust upon you is you taking a seat and participating in a conversation around a group of people, and you're speaking up. The first sign of greatness is one, being present, and there's no virtue without the presence of sweat. The second part of greatness is allowing your voice to be heard. All right. And the third part of greatness is that when you speak with commitment and purpose. All right. So there's nothing to be afraid of anymore, PJ Scott. So with that said, we're coming to that time in the show. We're going to wrap up. So you always know when the show is going to end, when the voice of the show gives his interpretation or her interpretation, we go back and forth. And then I say something stupid at the end or whatever, because I can't follow all these people. But I do want to thank all you people that have been listening, that tune in every single week. I'm going to thank you in advance. But I'm going to allow the voice of our show. And I want to thank Christopher for his service and thank all the military people for your service. And just remember, even though you wear a uniform, the people standing in front of you has a heartbeat, and just respect that heartbeat in the conversation, because I know we are being directed and distracted. And so we're all human beings at the end of the day. And the only way that we can have peace if we find unity and purpose and we bring everyone together. So with that said, Christopher, how does this quote land on you? And give us the quote one more time, being the voice of the show.
Of course. And it's a very unique quote too. It speaks on a lot of things. Some are born great. Some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. It's kind of weird that a writer, William Shakespeare, brought that to us. But then again, William Shakespeare has brought us a whole lot of great phrases and words that we've added to well, our cycle. But greatness is a tough one. Oftentimes, well, me particularly, will assign greatness to a person um, as a hero. Um, Many of us have childhood heroes. We have heroes from literature, of course, the Bible. But oftentimes, the idea of greatness in the form of a hero is something you can reach out, touch, see, or whatever. For me, my hero was my eldest brother. And the expression point man, I'm not sure where that came from, but one of my uncles um, titled my eldest brother as a point man. He was the one who got there first. He's the one who basically sought the path and found the solution for whatever, you know, obstacle he came across. And all we did was simply followed his lead, and we were able to make it through. And in that, call that a born into greatness. I'm not sure how I label that, but my eldest brother Fred was my hero, and in the term or in the position of point man. Fred passed away when he was 47 years old, about um, 20 years ago. And I thought that, well, I guess with Fred's passing, I should be the family or uh, the group point man, but I didn't feel like I was there, and so I never made issue of it. I never took the title. I just sort of backed away from the whole idea of being the one who filled Fred's shoes when he passed. And in that, my definition of greatness sort of came full form. Um, to say to profess that you're great didn't mean anything to me. Greatness was something that people around you would affix to you or title you as. It was always something that you did most likely subconsciously that others would say, well, that was a some terrific move or some magnificent act that that person did, and in your mind you'll form to that person some sense of greatness. I never saw or sought greatness. Um, was greatness thrust upon me on a few occasions, possibly, but often when it was recognized by me, this is some hero position that they're trying to place me in. I would step aside, step back, say, no, I'm going to do my job from right here, and um, trust me to do it as well as I can. But I'm going to do it from right here, not in the lead role, not as a hero. Uh, well, that doesn't always work. Oftentimes, as much as you try to avoid what some would consider the spotlight, or you would consider that hero seat, it finds you sometimes. And in
Yeah.
those situations, all you can really do is your very best. The title of greatness or the uh, form of the title of hero comes from people around you, not so much from what you did or what you think of yourself, but if the people around you see you as doing your absolute best and see the actions that you do serving as many people as possible, you may well uh, covet that title as hero or be, you know, deemed one of the great ones. But uh, if personally I sought to do anything great or sought to become a hero, it's not me. That's just not the way the way my thinking allows. I'll do my job. I'll do the very best that I can do at whatever and everything that I do. If by chance I don't screw up totally and cause pain or suffering from anybody else, then good. I did good. Uh, if when I sit back and recount my life, people say, "Well, that's really terrific. That's amazing. You did that." I'll say, "Well, at the time, it was just something that I did, and I enjoyed it. I did the very best I can, and I always made that my only goal, simply to do the very best that I can. Um, I'll settle for that. If, as Larnesse said, there are three different categories. I comfortably fit in the third category, uh, only because I know there are times where I can't avoid those opportunities or those situations where uh, certain situations are thrust at me that I simply have to adhere to. Uh, I'll do that. I'll do my very best, and I'll do that forever. But the actual title of great, uh, I, in my mind, that title is filled by somebody else, not by me. I am the best second you'll ever find, but I won't take point.
It amazes me how many times that I'm in the corner or in the space of someone that when I walk away, I walk away a better person than I was in that space. When you talk about greatness on Motivational Sundays with Kevin and friends, I stand in a space where greatness is overflowing with PJ, with Christopher, with Larnez, with Denise, Gilda. David, and Nahim. And one of the most amazing things about the character of someone that has stepped and lived their life every single day in all three levels of this quote. The only word that you don't see in this quote is humility. They're humble. No, great people don't walk out and around every single day talking about how great they are and whatever. Their actions are their words. And every single time I've ever been in the presence of any one of my co-hosts, especially Nahim, okay, he's a warrior. Okay, I used to say he was a disciple, all right, because he was placed here, but he's a warrior every single day with that platform he has. Not only does he enter to a battle of spoken words of a industry that questions his talent, his ability, and whatever, greatness gives back. He comes back to a community that is challenged, that is hurting, um, and without saying, without putting on a sign or whatever, this young brother is just there. That little old lady's, that's trying to cross the street in the middle of traffic. Naheem is the guy that's running a block away and sees, oh, he's stopping traffic. And he gets out there and he says, come on, mama, come on, I'll walk you across the street. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you, okay, to one of the most humble people and a brother that I love. He's the second voice in my head. God's the first, and they argue sometime. All right. Mr. Naheem Garcia, how's this quote land on you today?
May I hear it one more time, please?
Most definitely, my brother. Here it comes. Some are born great. Some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. By William Shakespeare.
Some achieve great. Some, give me that second one.
Some are born great. Some achieve greatness. And then some have greatness thrust upon them.
Yeah. Being great is a tough assignment. It's a big responsibility. I mean, I hear you when you said I'm a good second. I'm a good second. I don't mind taking lead because I'm one of those jump in. When Kev was describing the stop the traffic, I remember there was a snowstorm here in Boston on Huntington Avenue, and traffic was jammed. No police saw it. It was the first blizzard that we got, and no police officer. And we're talking Huntington Avenue is like very, very busy. It's main road. It's called Roads of the Americas. And I jumped out there and I straightened out this traffic. It took me 3 hours with blizzard coming down, but we got people were coming out, and people in my job was like, they came out the office and they were like, wow, that was great. I said, what was great about it? Well, you went out there and you just took care of business. You didn't care. You was helping these cars get out, and people listened to you, and that you were great. I said, what's great is what I was blessed with, which was God's love and the ability to care and give an inch when something happens. I think we're all great, but some of us don't really look into what we can truly do because we're too afraid, or we don't want to seem, or maybe our intent is about, our intent may not be right. Your intentions got to be right. That's where greatness comes from. If you initiate something and your intentions aren't, and they aren't with good intention, then greatness will not come to your threshold. It will not be upon you. It will not be in you, not because your intent makes who you are. Your character makes you who you are. And I think just like I'm in this group of people, like last night, the group of people that came to my event, what made them great is that they just genuinely came with love and they started giving each other love. And, that was great. The act was great. The people coming together was great. The moment was great, even though there were a lot of challenges yesterday and a lot of forces working against us. but we overcame. By the time we got to the end of the night, the place was packed and people were really enjoying and having some joy. And I think what makes you great is when you allow the platform and what was given to you inside your soul to bloom naturally. Don't have the intent to want to be great because it's going to give you some credit and a pat in the back. Because trust me, the pat in the back, you might get it, but a lot of times you're getting it from somebody who's hating on you. Somebody's patting you in the back. Yeah, you were fantastic, and they're talking underneath their breath about how they hate you and how they hate what you're doing. So, yeah, I'm a good second. I don't mind taking lead, but just because I take lead don't make me great. It just makes me the person assigned to take the lead. Because there's always somebody ready to step in front of you, and you should also allow that to happen. That's also what makes you great, to receive and give. So I don't know if I answered the question, and I think I felt like I'm rambling on because it's a deep question. It's forcing you to ask. It's forcing you to look at yourself and accept who you are without feeling like you're conceited or full of yourself. I'm humble because at any given time, all this can be taken. Your breath could be taken. I done buried children. I done buried children. And as great as the person that birthed these children, some of the best people in the world, and God, how can you take these children from them, right? Be humble, because at any given time, all this could be taken of you. You was great a minute ago. You're not. So like I said, I don't know if I answered the question completely, but that's how it came on me,
You know,
and
every
Shakespeare.
every quote is based on a person. It's like every conversation, their perception or interpretation. So there's no right or wrong answer to a quote. It's just how the quote lands on you at that moment. Tomorrow, the quote maybe means something totally different. I still say, um, being that fly on the wall, as PJ said earlier, I humble myself. Everyone that has mentioned that they were number two, I see number ones in front of me. Greatness is not defined by where you start. It reveals itself by how you respond when life calls your name. No matter where you come from, we're all capable of greatness because the potential already lives within inside you. The true measure of greatness isn't fame or the recognition, like Nahim said. It's your character. It's the courage and being consistent at what you do. When the moment comes, greatness and great people, no matter how old or how young they are, they rise with purpose. They lead with love, and they leave evidence of a greatness in the lives of the people they touch. I am touched every single time that I pick up the phone, receive a text, or even on the show with all you wonderful people. You know, Nahim um, and Christopher, Otis, Gilda, you introduced greatness to this show with PJ Scott. Greatness is anyone that has to follow Larnesse when she gives her interpretation. It's hard to catch that mic. I mean, she's dropped her so many times or whatever. The people on the other side of the equator is picking it up. That's how great she is. All I can say is that I am the luckiest man on this planet to be part of such a great group of people and to be honored that these great group of people would allow me to share space with them on this show. So, to our listeners, I just want to thank you. And I want to recognize the greatness within you. No matter which day of week it is, there's 168 hours during the course of a week that allows you to be present. Take an hour, take a minute, take a second to allow your greatness to show through. All right. Education is not designed to make you comfortable. We do the show because we want you to think. All right. So my grandfather always said, when you get to a place, matter of fact, I got to peel back the curtain because I got to do the business side. If you like what you heard, go to RMK Productions and Network on our YouTube page. Like, subscribe, and follow. That's what we all do when we do these podcasts. But I'm gonna leave it up to you because if you don't have greatness, don't like, subscribe, or follow me. I don't travel in that lane. But anyway, as my grandfather said, Joseph, the late Joseph Phillip, he said, when you get to a place in life that you can help someone else out, it is your duty to do so. He said, reach one, teach one. And with that said, he says, what?
We fade to black.
I knew that was going to happen. Love this team. Love this team. All right. And don't hold back now. Don't hold back. Until next week. This has been another edition of Motivational Sundays with Kevin and friends. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Until next week, we're out.